All right, in this video, I want to talk about the soft reconfiguration inbound and route refresh with BGP. And I kind of want to show why we need it and, what possible problems are caused without having it. So let's focus on this peering here between router 1 and router 2. If I'm R1 and I do, an inbound policy, so if, I'm saying R2 send me a bunch of prefixes and I just set a new policy. By default, we know that BGP, if nothing is changing, it's not going to resend all of its prefixes, which makes sense because, like, let's consider a router on the internet that might have 800,000 routes. We don't want that router to just keep hammering all of its peers with 800,000 routes over and over and over again. So, if nothing is changing, then R2 is not going to be sending R1 anything. But if R1 configures a new inbound policy, R1 might want to say to R2, hey, can you resend me all your routes? So one of the ways that you would do this is with a hard reset. We've all done it in labs where you clear IP, BGP, star, or the neighbor, which in this case is all twos. And this just hard resets the neighbor relationship. So the peering will be built back up. We'll get all of our new routes. Our policy will take effect. Great. But this is fine in a lab, but really should never be used in production because you're going to take down your network and you're going to cause problems. This may even be a resume generating event, right? So the next thing that was created to kind of alleviate that problem is the soft reconfiguration inbound command. And what that does is I'll configure it first, router BGP 100. I'll do neighbor. What this does is this allows us to clear our neighbor, but soft, so that I could still signal to R2, hey, can you just send me your routes again, please? I have a new policy. I just need your routes. The side effect, though, and this could be this could be a good thing, could be a bad thing, depending on what you're doing. But the side effect is that if we do a show IP BGP neighbor, now we could see the received. Whoops, what happened there? Sorry, received. I don't know why my tab is acting weird, but we'll just do received routes. And now I can see here are all the routes that my neighbor is sending me. And it's sending me, these routes from R6. So this is good. I mean, this is great for troubleshooting because now they're being saved in the, and I'll write this out for you, the ADJ rib in. So this is not storing it in our actual rib, it's storing it in this rib, which is new and gets created with the soft reconfiguration inbound command. For this scale network where we only have, a couple routes coming in, yeah, that's fine. I don't really care. It's not too big of a hit to the memory. But if you're talking about the internet scale where you have, again, 500,000 routes or plus, you're probably not going to want to add an additional rib in your router where you're going to be handling that many routes. You probably just want to handle it in one spot. So that's where the route refresh comes into play, and route refresh is the current preferred method of managing incoming policy changes. Because again, with soft configuration, I can use the clear soft to say, hey, I have a new inbound policy. Can you send me stuff? But with route refresh, and what I'll do is conft router BGP 100. With route refresh, I can get rid of this command. I don't need it. So I lose this additional rib, which is fine. If you need to do it for troubleshooting purposes, it may make sense. But I get rid of this rib so I don't have to worry about the memory issues. And now I could still do this, um, I could still do the clear IPBGP soft. So Cisco kept it the same with route refresh or soft reconfiguration inbound. We're going to use the same clear soft command, but if I look at the show IPBGP neighbor, we can see here neighbor capabilities. I'm sending and receiving the route refresh capability. So both routers are doing it. It's a negotiated capability that we're going to negotiate during the capabilities exchange. And both routers are saying, hey, I'm able to just ask you for updates without doing a hard reset. Is that okay with you? It's okay with you. Perfect. We could both do it. Now, if we ever need to do that, we could just use the clear soft command. And I actually would recommend that when you're using BGP in labs, I wouldn't do the hard reset. Because you might get too used to it, and then one day at work you might accidentally do, a hard reset. Um, and cause some problems. So I would get used to using the clear IP BGP soft command, and you could do that in both directions. So you could do clear IP BGP soft in or out, right? Which may make sense. You could just do it soft period, so it does it both ways. But I would definitely get right, uh, definitely get used to using this, and this is what route refresh is for. So I hope everything was clear. I hope you understood. I hope you got something out of it, and we'll see you on the next video.